That is telling us a big point, which the big point was that underneath the sanctions, as long as they were in place, they were disguising a whole set of differences between the parties. Because, so let's go through them. America, Israel, say Saudi Arabia. So for America, we actually are comfortable with an Iran that we're ready to tolerate an Iran that can enrich nuclear material, provided we can prevent it from making it into a bomb. Why is that? Because, Charlie, we tried, and Lord knows you and I talked about this, we tried for 10 years after 9/11 to control the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, with our own boots on the ground. We have not been very successful, and we paid a huge price. Going forward, we need to be able to stabilize that area without being there ourselves. How do you do that? By balancing the two big Sunni Shiite powers. We need a relationship with Iran. And what people also forget is, when we went into Afghanistan, the Iranians played a vital role in helping us defeat the Taliban, a Sunni fundamentalist militia that the Iranians opposed. If we want to get out of Afghanistan and leave some stability there, we need them as well. So we have a need for our own relationship with Tehran for both those regions. And also remember, this is a great civilization, a multicultural, multi-ethnic society, not unlike ours in terms of its ethnographic composition. That is, its own wacky, limited democracy, empowers women. I mean, this is a country that's a lot like us. By the way, you know who senses that the most? It's the Gulf Arabs. Yes. They sense that these guys, you know, because
that's why they're their mortal enemy.
That's right, and so we can live with a certain kind of Iran. Now the Israelis also can actually live. They can live with a strong Iran as long as it's not meddling around with Hezbollah and the Gulfies. For them, Iran is Persia and Shiites. They don't want them to be strong at all. So I was just in Saudi Arabia, and the feeling you get, you know, there is the kind of the cartoon image I draw is that. Iran was like a big brother who 34 years ago walked out of the house and slammed the door. You took his bicycle. I took his tennis shoes. He took his bed. Okay? 34 years he's gone, and we all had an undiluted relationship with our Uncle Sam. And he was never there. Last month, knock, knock, okay? He's back, and they're just freaking out. I mean, he's back. He wants his bicycle, his bed, his shoes, and his own relationship with Uncle Sam. And they are...
And they're talking to each other.
And
Uncle Sam and they have a serious conversation.
And what they really sense and fear is they like each other, okay? And so that's freaking them out. And so they and the Israelis have a coincidence of interest now around the nuclear thing. But I would argue even that starts to separate, because the Israelis would love nothing more if Iran changed to go back to what was a natural, you know, the relationship between Jews and Persia is very deep and long. You know, if every Jew lived in Persia, there'd be 6 million more Jews alive in the world today, you know. So we also know that in our own DNA. And so these guys sense all of that. And my message to them when I was there, just talking to friends in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia, is don't fight, try to fight this. You know, you got to build your own relationship around this. By the way, do you want to spend the rest of your life replaying this Shiite-Sunni fight from the 7th century? I mean, how's that going to work out for you? You know,
we think the Israelis